Welcome, everybody, to episode number 48 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
How we doing, Justin?
I'm good.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Went by really fast.
Yeah, this weekend flew by. It was kind of weird.
Weekends always go by fast.
Yeah, that is true.
Especially when you're working. Just
yeah,
flies by.
No, but it was like every weekend so far. It's been a football-filled one.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's coming to an end.
I know. Dude, this was kind of crazy, this one with, I mean, we were devastated because the Patriots lost.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
That was a real heartbreaker.
That was tough.
But, dude, this whole season in general, it's just every time these games happen, it's mind-blowing to me. Like, you think what's going to happen is going to happen, and then the exact opposite. Like, with the Colts playing the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I remember we were over at our friend's house, and we were all just like, well, yeah, so the Jags are going to lose that game. So it's basically like a foot in for this other team because of how it's all working out. And then the Jags cooked them. It's like,
I will say, like, at least compared to COD, like, the majority of sports are like, you can expect, like, this team to win.
Right.
That stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, that often.
Yeah.
That rarely ever happens. But, I mean, the underdog team came, and they had literally nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And they won.
Now, I think that says a lot. That's just like last year in the CDO with Seattle playing FaZe.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're playing on land. They're like, screw it. We got nothing to lose. Everyone thinks we're trash.
Yeah, exactly. And the Colts, they needed to win to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they didn't win, and they didn't make the playoffs. So that sucks.
Yeah.
But, no, the season was a good season because all the teams in the NFL, they're all winning and losing at the same time.
Yeah.
That usually never happens.
Yeah.
Usually, like, it's always, like, I don't know, top 6 teams, like, they're just dominating. Mm-hmm. And then everyone else is, like, mediocre. Yeah. But this year, everyone's, like, winning.
I was going to say, because, like, is there a clear number one team right now?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people listening would argue, but no.
Or some people have their opinions, and I'm sure that's kind of where it all lies. It's like some people have their power rankings as who's the number one team, and it's probably changing coming off of each week, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. And, like, I mean, the game last night, the Raiders versus the Chargers, like,
that was crazy.
In our group chat, like, everyone was going nuts.
Yeah.
Because that game went into overtime when it shouldn't have gone into overtime. Mm-hmm. And if that game ended in a tie, then they both would have made the playoffs, and the Steelers wouldn't have made it. Yeah. Because the Steelers needed someone to just lose the game and someone to win the game, and they would have made it in. Yeah. And they're 2 seconds away from not making the playoffs. Yeah.
And then that guy, didn't he go and make like a 40-some yard field goal?
Yeah. And the coach of the Raiders, he was like, no, we were thinking about not like just kneeing it. Yeah. So then it would end in a tie, and we both would have made it. Right. But then they got like I think it was like a 12-yard run. And they got to field goal range, and he was like, all right, let's kick it. Doesn't matter at this point.
That's crazy.
But that would have been awful for Steelers.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine the Steelers? They're probably freaking out watching that game, too.
Oh, yeah. Because
Big Ben lost it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my God.
Like, I don't even know what the odds of that. Like, it ending in a tie. Like, that doesn't happen, like, that often.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
Yeah. Very, very rare. Yeah. So, that was a really good game, though.
No. I mean, I thought they were all pretty good games. That one in particular, though, is just, like, an absolute buzzer beater.
I think only 2 games on Sunday didn't they weren't close games. They were, like, blowouts. Yeah. That was, like, the Bucks versus the Panthers and the Bills versus the
Bucks, that they smoked the Panthers?
Yeah. Like, destroyed them.
Yeah.
It was, like, 41 to, like, 10 or something. Yeah. And it was the Bills versus, I can't even remember, but they
absolutely whooped them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what, it's cool seeing it every week how it changes. Like, even the Pats, I mean, they played a close game. Okay, who did they play now?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Yeah. But, like, last week, they looked unstoppable. Yeah. You know, last week, they absolutely destroyed. Yeah. And then this week, it was nowhere near.
Well, that's the thing. Last week, they played the Jags.
Yeah.
Worst team in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And then the Jags probably got embarrassed. They're like, all right, we're playing, like, this team that could make the playoffs. Like, we can't lose like that ever again. Yeah. And they came out and destroyed them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The full swing, the full momentum swing out of them, honestly.
And today was a Black Monday, which is now this weekend we're going into the playoffs for the NFL. So the Monday following after like all the teams that didn't make the playoffs, it's like a purge of like coaches. Yeah. So like a ton of coaches got fired
today.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot.
Who got fired?
So
did the Vikings coach get fired?
Yeah, he got fired.
No way.
Who else? The coach of the Dolphins, which is crazy because
they just won.
Yeah, they just won. Wow. He did really well. They fired him.
Wow.
Which that's crazy to me. He was from the Patriots and he fit there really well.
What was his name?
Brian Flores.
Oh, okay.
Which is crazy. They lost 7 in a row, and then they won 7 in a row.
Yeah,
and that's never been done in the NFL before.
Right.
So I'm surprised he got fired. The Broncos coach, well, he didn't get fired today. He got fired after the game that he lost.
Brutal.
Literally right after the game.
Yeah,
he got fired.
They just walked out. You're done.
Yeah. So,
damn. You know, it's so funny because I saw something on. It was just a clip afterwards in the press conference with the Vikings head coach.
Yeah,
and the press was like, "Do you think this is your last game that you just coached as an NFL coach?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
and people in the comments are like, you're cooked when the press knows that like your job is chalked up.
Yeah.
Like, you think it was the last game you just coached? He's like, I have no idea.
Yep. Yeah. So
that's insane.
A lot of coaches today got fired, which is
that's surprising though about the Dolphins, man. I can't even believe that.
Yeah, I couldn't either. But the NFL coaching, it's a tough business. You know, if you don't perform, you're out.
Yeah,
and they don't care. Clearly, it's literally right at. Win or lose, you're gone if they don't want you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, I don't know. There's a lot that rides on the players, but at the end of the day, it does come down to him.
Like it's a coach.
Yeah, there's a ton of pressure on the coach.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, like we got the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, no, we've been straight blessed.
Yeah, so. We don't need to deal with that.
No, thank
God.
God.
He retires, we're fucked.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, I wonder who's gonna take his spot then. Probably be like one of his assistant quarterback, assistant coaches or something like that.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
he should be taking it.
Be his son. His son could take it.
He's not ready.
No, he's not ready. He's too busy licking his lips on camera.
Yeah, right. So, but. To all those coaches, hopefully they find like a new spot.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure.
I feel bad for him. I feel bad.
Yeah, but play better.
Yeah, exactly.
Be better.
Do better.
There's all the people that got fired. There's a reason why they got fired.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure like a lot of them will find like.
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Not head coaches, but
other positions. Yeah, they're still valuable people to the game.
Yeah,
they'll be good.
Mm-hmm. But we don't have to deal with that as New England fans.
No, exactly. No,
we're blessed.
Yeah, we are blessed.
Very blessed.
We don't think about it. But I will say too, you're shifting gears, right? Big thing for us, man, is that Call of Duty, Sledgehammer, the boys, they finally got it together. They finally woke up. Ladies and gentlemen, our prayers have been answered. Yeah. Our requests, maybe every night, me on my knees at the end of my bed praying, finally paid off.
Yeah, right?
Sledgehammer came in with some big old fixes to the game.
Yeah. And,
juiced it up.
Yeah, and their updates aren't even like fully out yet either.
Yeah, right?
Tomorrow, as we're recording it, it's January 10th. No, January 11th.
No, it's the 10th.
Oh, it is the 10th?
Yeah.
Right. January 10th. So tomorrow, January 11th, they're going to be putting out like a full update. And Treyarch's putting out a full update on zombies. So, and we'll get to that later, which is nice. But Sledgehammer fixed, the majority of the stuff we wanted.
Yeah, everything that we were complaining about in an episode 46.
Yeah.
Like probably 90% of it got fixed.
Yeah.
In this little like hot patch that they went and did here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they must have come back out of vacation after having hot chocolate and cozying up by the fire and everything and New Year's and getting absolutely steam roasted.
Yeah.
They went right back into the office and fixed all this stuff really quickly. Because again, that's where like our biggest complaint was so much of this stuff, it was so infuriating because it was so small.
Yeah.
It was just small things that had a massive impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the game mode that we play, Control, the majority of the stuff we wanted, like all of that was fixed. Like we can say they added all the maps.
Yeah.
Or
they're probably like 80% of the maps. 80% of them.
Yeah.
We're still not quite at 100 yet.
Yeah. As far as we know, the thing is like I know you haven't played on Demonsk, the church map, the snow map.
No, I haven't played on. Yeah. No, yeah, I know I have.
Oh,
I've played Controlled on there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what haven't you played on then?
I'm trying to think. Was Red Star? Does that have Control?
I don't know if it's in like the rotation, for 6v6, which honestly, like I'm kind of fine with because that map's like pretty big.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to. Have you played Numa Numa?
No.
That's a control map.
Yeah. I haven't played Numa Numa. I think a couple maps that are not in there are Eagle's Nest, Hotel Royal.
Yeah.
I don't think those are in there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. Eagle's Nest would be, I think, good for control.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I think that could work out.
Yeah.
Like maybe though. I'm trying to think where you'd put like both flags because
it'd be hard.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I don't really know.
Because if you want it dead even, it would be like on the cliffs.
Yeah.
Or it's probably going to be like A or B is going to be favoring like one side.
Yeah.
Completely. I don't know.
Yeah. Because that map is really narrow and like very like straight lane. There's not like a lot of areas you can go around.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how that would work out.
Numa Numa. I don't like where the flags are, but B is literally dead middle.
Yeah.
Like where the cannons are. It's that entire area. It's so huge. And then
it's the entire area.
Yeah, that entire middle. The entire thing is like the flag.
That's crazy.
And then the other flag is inside the cave, and it's a small little circle. And then the other side's just the entire map, basically. Yeah. It's crazy.
Nah, that's a little weird. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't added in some of those maps. I mean, I'm assuming they probably don't even have control for them. They haven't figured them out yet, or put any points on them.
Yeah.
So they don't exist. So if they're going to do that, I mean, I guess it's very weird. I don't know if there's ever been a game where you play specific game modes where they just eliminate maps, It's not like it's this whole thing like Champion Hill or like what was it in Cold War? Where was the other game mode that they had made? Not Gunfight. Combined Arms, where it's like larger versions of the map or like different maps in general. These are just in like your standard playlist, and they're picking and choosing maps. It's very weird.
I think that we probably just didn't realize in Cold War because we played Control the whole time.
Yeah,
but I think there must have been maps in Cold War that we didn't play
that didn't have control on them.
Have control.
I don't know.
There must have, because I'm trying to think.
We'd have to go back through the actual list of those maps because I don't know. I mean, I off the top of my head, I can't think of them doing that. Like there were just maps where they didn't devise that stuff for.
Yeah.
Like all of Armada, Cartel, Checkmate, Crossroads, Garrison, Miami, Moscow, Satellite, Nuketown, Express, Nuketown Holiday, Raid, The Pines, Apocalypse, Diesel Standoff, Yamantau, Collateral, Hijacked, Rush, Driving. Yep, all these maps had control. Every single one of them. Deprogrammed, America, Zoo, Slums, Echelon Driving. There you go. Yeah. Every one of them had it. And then like they had their gunfight maps.
Didn't forget because those were all good maps. We liked all those maps.
But then like so they had their own thing. Like Fire Team had their own 5 maps, right? And
I wonder if. Because I feel like other COD games have done this before.
Yeah.
It's just that we're always on the same, like, maps.
Maybe. I don't know. But nevertheless, I mean, in this game for sure, they have... I mean, unless you guys have seen them, let us know if you have. I'm pretty sure they're not in the rotation.
Yeah.
But some of those maps, I don't really know how they'd even play out in Control.
Yeah.
But it has just been so refreshing to not play freaking Castle and Paradise and Das House.
Yeah.
Like those 3 maps over and over and over again.
And we haven't gotten them once.
Yeah. That's the thing too. Yeah, we haven't even played them.
Yeah.
Which now I'm kind of missing them. Like I don't mind Das House Control. I don't mind it that much personally.
Yeah. It's quick.
Yeah. Unless like the other team's using shotguns, then I'm out.
Yeah.
I
didn't mind like the 3 any of those 3.
Yeah.
It was so repetitive.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. But now we have like a decent number of maps to play.
Yeah. So. It's a few extra ones and it makes things a lot better.
Yeah.
And then like we said 80% of the maps, I don't really even know how accurate that is but even like some of the maps you mentioned Red Star, dude, personally they can they can leave that one out for all I care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play Red Star Control. I can't imagine that being like super fun.
Yeah, I feel like that would just take forever.
Yeah. It'd be a nightmare.
But I mean, overall, like Control, I mean, it's been really fun since they've added those all those maps back.
Yeah, they went and added that, and then what was another thing too that they had fixed in there?
Oh, the tick counter.
Yeah, they fixed that. Bar. Yeah, that was a big thing too. So like we complained about prior, how like you could just drain it all the way down, like past all those ticks. Yeah. Now it's how it normally should be.
Yeah, and it makes a noise now every single time like you tick.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah, but. Yeah, it's like those core things, like just adding different maps and that one little fix in Control made it a lot better. They still need to fix. I mean, I thought you had said that you thought they fixed it. I say otherwise. Whether go play it again to make sure, like which one of us is on it, is when you're aiming in, like that problem of the capture bar still being over your reticle.
Yeah. I mean. When you mentioned that, I know it's not over my reticle anymore. Yeah. I know that for sure.
Right.
Because I can like aim in and shoot people.
Right.
So I think they like slightly moved it, but like it's still kind of in the way.
Yeah.
A little in the way.
Compared to when we played Cold War, like Cold Wars is like no way obstructing your shot.
It was like up top.
Yeah.
Like you could see everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like... Before, though, I remember on Paradise, like, I couldn't even aim in. No. If I aimed in, like, it was over my red dot sight.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not over
you had to be, like, super focused to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, hopefully they fix that. Just move it up, like, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's it was funny listening to that podcast with... which podcast was it? Was it the Flank? Yeah, I think it was with one of the pro players, Slasher, mentioning that. And even, like, he hasn't even played it, apparently, but that's a huge problem within the pro scene, too.
Yeah.
They're like, Control, like, apparently you couldn't bring down the ticks, and then you also, like, you can't see when you're on it trying to defend it.
Yeah,
which was hilarious. That's, like, a huge thing. I'm like, thankfully we have some justification.
Yeah, right? So... Overall, Control, we've been having a blast on it. Like, oh man, it's so refreshing going on and actually playing like other Control maps.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've had like some close maps. Some.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can count on one hand how many close games we've had.
Yeah. Most often, I feel like we're just running through people.
Yeah.
We're back to it again.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's just because we haven't... I'm not trying to seem like douchey, you know, because we're like just running through people. Yeah. But we really don't have that much of a struggle with like the teams are playing. I don't know if it's because there's very little skill based in this game or what.
Yeah, I don't know. It's either that or like, again, I think a big part of it is like people just aren't playing this game.
Yeah,
I really think that's a big part of it because a lot of the people we face. They are low levels compared to us.
Yeah.
We're master.
Yeah, we both. Like, well, I finally hit master too, by the way.
Yeah. And, like, if you're not over, like, level 100, well, even if you're level 100, like, that's still low to us.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is. Yeah, like, the levels are kind of low. Some of the people are, like, you know, just in general, like, the way they play is very whatever, but we don't come across a lot of clans. Like, compared, maybe it's just such a stark contrast to Cold War because, as we know, Cold War's SBMM was crazy.
Yeah,
that skill base was insane.
Yeah,
and that's why we got torched in that game for a long time too.
The beginning.
Yeah, because it was just so hard.
Yeah,
because like we were like good at that game, and we were playing people who were really good.
Yeah. Everybody that was like us trying to win. Yeah.
In this game, like. Out of like 10 games we'll play, we'll maybe get 2 or 3 people like that. You know, like 2 or 3 games like that, maybe.
We have more competition in Champion Hill than in Control.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, that's like been the other big thing with this game or with this patch so far is that update too. They finally brought this back, bringing back duos to Champion Hill. Dude, it should have been there all along.
Yeah, it should have been there the whole time.
Yeah, they shouldn't have even got rid of it. Because now, dude, it's so nice playing that.
Yeah, no, like, Champion Hill duos it's so nice because we get that competitiveness and we can, you know, call out and stuff. Control, I don't know. I feel like when we play Control, especially on this game, like it's so smooth, and the time to kill in this game's like it's really fast.
Yeah.
So. I think that benefits us when we're playing.
And it's a fast game in general.
Yeah. I think that benefits us a lot.
Yeah.
Like, A ton based on our play style.
No, it definitely does. It helps. And just again, like with the people that we're getting into the game with, you know, like we've been playing Control, and you just get a bunch of randoms. You maybe get like, you know, parties of like 2 or 3, but pretty rarely. And in Champion Hill, like you're doing duos, you're more often than not going to be playing with your buddy going into that, you know?
Yeah.
Which means that they're going to probably be in a party chat, and they're going to be trying, or at least like calling out or trying to like actually work as a team.
Yeah,
you know? So you get a lot more challenge out of it.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. I feel like Control in this game, like it just might be because like it's still early.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, well, we have like months left of this COD.
Yeah.
So it could definitely get a lot harder if they, you know, tweak some things. But, you know, we're definitely better than average players. But some of the people that we play with, like it's annoying. I feel like in this game, they definitely give an edge to slower players and people, you know, that don't play COD all the time.
Yeah.
Based on the perks.
Right.
High Alert, dumbest perk.
Yeah.
I hate that perk. And High Alert is a perk where if you're close to an enemy, your screen starts flashing like top, right, bottom, or left to show where that enemy is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hate that
it's
perk.
a gear grinder.
I hate that perk. And the spotting perk.
Yeah.
Where
that perk, that's literally wall hacks.
Yeah. That perk, and I think it's like piercing vision or whatever, where...
What's the one that you can literally see through walls? Is that piercing vision?
I think that's spotted.
Or that's spotted.
Yeah, but piercing, you can run piercing vision, spotted, and I think no, you can't run High Alert. But
can you imagine?
First off, those 3 perks just shouldn't even be in the game.
Yeah.
You're rewarding like just players that aren't, you know, if I'm flanking you, you shouldn't know that I'm flanking you because you have a perk on and it starts flashing on your screen.
Yeah.
Because like I hate the spotted one like a lot, but I hate the High Alert one more now, just because when you start doing the Season 1 challenges, like, first off, the finisher one, if you're running behind someone, the amount of times I've died because, you know, I see 3 guys in front of me and they don't know I'm behind them.
Right.
And I run to them, someone's screen flashes. They turn around immediately and they know. And
that's
I'm like,
ridiculous.
This is stupid. It's either you're hacking or you have that perk on.
Right.
And
it's definitely like, well, that's the thing, is the perk is basically hacking.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, well, the one that's so bad for me that I deal with all the time is the spotted perk.
Yeah.
That perk, like, if you guys are using this, go down a couple notches.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is
use
like,
any of these perks.
Yeah.
Don't use them.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be behind a wall, like if I got shot, or even if I'm just like reloading or something. I just in any situation, I'll be behind there, and then a guy just randomly ADSs. He's not like looking at me, but he's just in that area, in that vicinity, and he sees me. And then he just starts wallbanging me. This happened to me on shipment.
Yeah.
Like, I died and I was behind like a barrel, and the guy got me through the barrel, but there's no spot. Like, he could have possibly seen me.
Yeah.
And I had to watch it back to be like, dude, did this guy see me somewhere? Like, was I just, you know, like completely lost and he got me there and it's my bad? No. I check. He's like on the other side. There's a crate. He wallbanged me through one of the crates onto the floor there. Yeah. But just because he's like walking in that area, like ADSing, and then he sees me laying down and just starts shooting through and he kills me.
I hate those perks.
Yeah.
I hate High Alert more just because it's, I mean, that's literally hacks.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying. It's like the fact that I can flank people and then all of a sudden, like, they just turn around. Yeah. At first I was like, how are these people like doing this?
Yeah.
And I remember in the beginning of this game when we played S&D, I was in a 1v1 on sub base, and the guy knew I was right behind him because the perk.
Yeah.
I was right behind him, turns around, kills me. I'm like, that is stupid. That should not be in the game.
Yeah.
That just benefits players that don't have like awareness.
Yeah.
And, you know, we might be a little harsh, but like, you get awareness by playing the game.
Yeah.
You learn and you get that knowledge.
Well, something that is important to touch on too, that's kind of in the same vein, is I think it's for Warzone, and you can help me if I get it wrong, is there's been a whole problem with Warzone, and I think they just made a patch how they're going to be, instead of fixing the time to kill, which apparently I think is really it's fast in Warzone, is they're just going to slow down the ADS speed.
Yeah.
You know?
I've heard that, or they're going to increase the time to kill on, like, whoever you're shooting.
Yeah. And I think people's problem is they're like, if you're going to decrease the ADS, like all that does is just, I think it just encourages camping, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, it definitely does.
Like that's the whole problem, you know? It's like you don't want people just sitting like in little buildings or like behind walls, just pre-aiming all the time. Because if your ADS speed is slow, you're not going to want to run around. You're more than likely going to get smoked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's like same thing with those people like in Vanguard when we're playing multiplayer, people who have those perks on.
Yeah.
There's like the game just plays into their hands, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you play like a bitch and you just sit there, the perks do all the work for you.
Yeah, literally. Like you don't need to be that good of a player to like do good.
No, just
you have those perks.
Yeah, just like hold a power position and you're like it's set, you know?
Imagine if you had if we put on those perks. I don't use any of those perks cuz it's just unfair.
Yeah.
You know. And that's probably giving me a disadvantage.
Right.
But I don't know. I trust my like instincts and my awareness like on the map.
Yeah, no, I mean we've been playing long enough that you don't like we don't need it, you know. And there's other perks that I would rather use that like I've been using. It's more or less the same perks from all the CODs, you know. That's just been like my staple ones, and I stick with those.
Yeah, high alert is just so dumb, man. I hate that. It's like, so what's the point of us like learning spawns? You know what I mean? Like that literally helps you learn spawns.
Yeah, no, it does. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like even in general, dude, trying to learn the spawns sometimes are so hard.
Yeah,
you know.
And if we can go back to Champion Hill, if you guys want to learn spawns and like you know get better awareness, play Champion Hill.
That is true.
Because it's a smaller map.
Little tip by Justin. Though.
What was it? We were playing. It was Champion Hill, and
it's that one with like the circles right in the middle, and there's tires everywhere, and there's the platform. Is that the map you're talking about?
Yeah, with the truck, and it's like a little marketplace.
Yes.
Yeah, that, like, I was calling out where they were. I think that was the one, like, you got one kill, and I just read every single spawn.
Yeah, pretty sure that was the one.
Those guys got destroyed. Yeah. If you guys are listening, I'm sorry. But, like...
if they remember...
That was crazy. I predicted where they were every single time.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to do it because you know, and when you study it enough, like, and you know where, like, you were obviously looking at where you were and then where I was, and you know that like I'm blocking certain spawns, and that's like thing is I'm trying to get over there, but you were too fast, like you knew where you were already there and you had the spot. And it's like, that's how you can do it. If you're just in certain positions, you know they're not going to spawn because we're blocking it. So there's only like 2 spots. And sometimes we just make it where there's only 1 spot they could possibly be.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that's just based off repetitions, like playing over and over and over again.
Yeah, like I'm thinking if you're on the platform and I'm over in the... I can't really think of the spawn. The spawn that doesn't have like that whole back lane area, you know?
You know what I'm talking about? The little...
like that like corridor in the back, like that whole thing. Yeah. If I'm on the other side and you're on the platform...
by like the kiosks and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Like if we're on both sides there, right? Like your platform and I'm there, they have to be spawning like outside like on outside like the yellow little house there. Like at the back right of that map.
Yeah.
Like that's 100% where they are.
Yeah.
They can't spawn to the right, which is a place they could, and they can't spawn there. It's too close. They have to be spawning over there.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the more reps you get in, especially on tiny maps, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because in this game, like, specifically, like, the squad spawns, that gets super tricky.
Yeah.
Jumping from COD to COD. And I don't know if we explained squad spawns, but I can, like...
I don't know if we did. Break it down for us.
But, so if you're playing 6v6, which is, you know, normal COD... if you play any...
Don't you mean 9v9?
If you want to play 9v9 and you know squad spawns work the same way too. It's just more bullshit. But say Mike and I are running together and there's 6 other people on the team, right? And we killed 5 people on the other side, but 1 person is still alive and we just can't find them. The other 5 people that we just killed will spawn right on top of them. And that doesn't matter, like, if your entire team is, like, right on top of you, too. If one person's alive, everyone's going to spawn on them.
Yeah.
In other CODs, that would not happen. If we killed 5 guys and we pushed up onto the 1 person, the other 5 people will spawn, like, diagonally from us or on the opposite side, depending where like people are. So that one person alive doesn't really have an edge.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
In this game, though, complete opposite. Technically, we're screwed because it's 2 of us against 1 person.
Yep.
But if that person stays alive enough, the other 5 will spawn right on top of them.
Yeah.
And then we lose. We're outnumbered.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what leads to like the game being kind of broken on a few maps. I mean, in competitive, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like especially game modes like Control that we play all the time. Typically, spawns don't flip all the time in Control, but in this game, I mean, like you can, if you have like a good control of it. We played what is the one DOS House? That is so bad.
You can't flip.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's not possible.
Yeah,
and you can just watch people spawn.
Yeah,
like constantly.
Yeah,
you can just sit there and watch them because even like no matter what, the spawns don't flip, and even if they're all down, they just keep spawning there over and over again.
Yeah,
and it makes no sense.
And like we're just casual players, right? So at the competitive level, these 4 people, you know, it's nearly impossible because theoretically, like you have to kill all 4 people at the same exact time, or within like 3 seconds of each other,
which is pretty rare.
Very, very hard.
Yeah,
and then you know you can move up and advance.
Yep.
You know, even on hard point, like that's super hard. Like, one person can just like hide the whole time.
Yeah,
and like help their team.
Yeah, so that's where like. You know, the competitive side, it's going to be really weird to watch how this is all going to play out. Yeah. It's just going to be weird for them in general, man, because they don't even have a third game mode yet, technically.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even have... Like, Control's not ready for them.
Yeah.
You know, which is very weird.
Like, it's going to be like watching MW again.
Yeah.
Which, for other people that don't know, like, it's the same exact, like, spawn system, squad spawns and that.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was introduced in that game. And you know they kept it for whatever reason. They want to change the spawn system.
Yeah, no, they didn't have it in Cold War,
and they had it in any other COD ever made.
Yeah, it was weird. Like MW did it, and then Cold War did it, and now they're back to it. And I would imagine they're probably gonna. Like, I hope they don't stay with it. You know. Like, I think this engine that they're running on is probably going to stay. It's just going to be evolutions of it throughout the rest of COD. It's a good engine, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the game looks nice and it runs well and everything. But there's just all these, like, little problems and things that they need to... Like, obviously, the squad spawns is something that's not related to the engine. Like, they just need to get rid of that. Like, it makes no sense.
I hope Treyarch puts their foot down and they're like, nope, we're not doing anything you guys want to do.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine, like, all that
Listen to the fans.
Yeah, I would imagine all that stuff is probably, like, patented and stuff. Like, Treyarch can't copy the same, like, engine as an Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Unless, they let them.
Yeah.
And same with, like, spawn systems and stuff. Because all that stuff, like, I don't know how it's built, but I'm assuming it's built based on, like, algorithms and, like, code.
Yeah.
That Treyarch, they can't just like copy them.
Yeah, no, I would think so too.
Which I'm fine with. I want Treyarch to make their game.
Right.
I like their games a lot more.
Yeah. So they just need to do those little fixes. Like, again, even with all the good things that are that they've come out with so far, there's still a couple things that are in their future update that's coming up. Yeah, which I think by the time this episode comes out, those updates should be out already.
Yeah.
Right?
Tomorrow, all the updates should be out.
Yeah. So that'll be what January 11th.
Yep.
So you guys hopefully will be playing all those updates.
Yeah. And the Treyarch, they're adding zombies.
Yeah.
First off, the zombies in this game, we said we were going to try again. Never did.
It was it was trash. It was trash.
We're not wasting our time.
It was trash.
And Treyarch, apparently they're releasing like, regular zombies, round-based map, which I'm very excited about.
Thrilled.
I wonder how that's going to work on this engine.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think it'll work fine.
Yeah, I think it'll work fine, but it's going to be really weird because we've never played
zombies on the IW. Well, on this engine, no.
Yeah. Well, zombies has never been on this engine ever.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, what was in MW? There was no zombies.
Yeah,
right?
there was
nothing like that.
Yeah, it was Spec Ops.
That was
legit broken.
Yeah, that we only played it a few times in the beginning, and then we gave up because again, this was just like, I'm not gonna go down that route. I'm gonna control myself. But it's just this trend of like this game and then MW also like coming out and they're not finished.
Yeah.
Like they're putting out these games and then they just slowly fix the game as it comes out in patches.
Yep.
It's like, dude, how did these developers back on the PS2 when there was like, I don't know if there were even a thing as patches back then or like in these games, how could they could have them run?
Yeah.
Because these games come out all unreleased.
Yeah. Like MW.
Or unfinished rather.
Which is funny. Like you guys got to let us know. I'll add like a poll to the podcast. Like out of the 3 CODs so far, like which one's your favorite? Honestly, I think a lot of people are going to say MW.
Yeah.
Just because it's Warzone and, you know, a lot of people came back just to play that game.
Yep.
But it's funny because, like, we hate that game.
Yeah.
Because it just... Cold War was so much better.
Yeah.
In our opinion. And then other people that went and played Cold War, they thought it was clunky and not good.
Now, it's weird going back from Cold War... from Vanguard to Cold War, because we thought Cold War was really fast.
Yeah.
And then compared to Vanguard, Cold War is very slow.
Yeah, extremely slow.
Yeah, it feels very slow. But that's also because we went from Black Ops 4 to Cold War.
Yeah.
Because we gave up on Modern Warfare. We didn't bother playing it. I personally would put right now, I would obviously put Cold War first. And right now it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I would probably say MW still. I'd probably put that as second and then Vanguard third.
Yeah.
But again, if there's some of these fixes that come through, I think Vanguard can take that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's funny if Vanguard is definitely if they fix everything, it's the more refined MW, what MW should have been.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that Vanguard is, in my opinion, like the World War II era.
Yeah.
If we had this engine, well, not engine, but like how this game is made on MW, that game would have been even smoother and better. Just in like modern like era.
Right.
Cause that's my favorite era. Like modern, futuristic, like that's what I want.
Yeah. I'm kind of torn. I mean, I like the World War II setting. It just always bothered. I think now it's almost like a tired trope. You know, it's the same thing that they constantly do. You know, like World at War is hands down one of my favorites. I mean, I got the nostalgia on that because that was my that and COD 4 my first multiplayer CODs.
Yeah.
I'd say World at War was a lot more though. I grinded that game. But like you can only do World War II for me, like multiplayer. After a while, it kind of gets a bit stale.
Yeah,
you know, and that's what I do appreciate about World War II. Like they did try to do some different things. I mean, they failed. It didn't work out, but at least they tried to do something a little bit different and outside the box. You know, obviously, like they took a lot of things too. Like they took that whole menu hub from Destiny, and it was clunky as all hell. You know,
I mean, again, I hated World War II.
Yeah,
that's my least favorite COD of all time, and no one will ever change my mind.
Yeah,
and I appreciate what they did, but again, Sledgehammer did that. Sledgehammer made this game.
Yeah,
I appreciate the walls, but I fucking hate the walls.
Yeah,
get rid of them.
Well, no, and that's the thing though. It's like it's certain things like that. If you're like we've said before, it wasn't a problem. So why change it? You know, like
exactly.
I appreciate why like they're trying to do something innovative, but there's no reason to do that. You know.
Yeah.
And I think right now, like why I would put Vanguard in the lower one of those, the biggest thing still like. Me unrelated or like an internet problem I've been having, but is some of these problems that like a lot of people have is like this whole idea of packet loss and all this crap. Like the game is just, at least for us on PS4, it's not really optimized all that well. Like there's problems that like blatant issues that happen in the game that I've never had like on other games. Like I've never even heard of packet loss like coming up on my screen like, oh, packet loss. Latency variation. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And like first off, the control mode, like it's still broken.
Yeah.
Like again, like the loading thing.
Yeah.
On that, like that didn't happen in MW. Like control wasn't in that game, but like you could play all the game modes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't broken.
Yeah. No, I mean
this game, like stuff's broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we just didn't like MW.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but at least that game was pretty close to being kind of done. This game is not at all. Like there's a lot of things. Yeah. You know, and I don't know if I want to use the COVID excuse, you know, because that's when the game was released and like all that stuff. but still, there's a lot of problems with this game. Like you said, we are singing praises because even just those little things make a big difference.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like there's, like you said, all the problems that you have to control, all the menuing problems that are still going on with it. Like our prestiges. I have no idea what prestige, what level I am. Like it just, it's very weird.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like MW was made like COVID.
I was gonna say, MW. What about
Cold War?
Was Cold War all online?
When did Cold War come out? 2020? Yeah, 2020.
I was gonna say because MW was, I think MW was made.
It was going into the pandemic.
Yeah, so MW I think was made before COVID.
Yeah,
and then Cold War I think was made all COVID.
Yeah. But at least MW though, like we were going into a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. I feel like that's really tough. And they made Warzone too.
Yeah.
On top of all that.
Yeah.
And they continuously like updated the game through this. And Cold War, like they were made. It was made through
COVID. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember we had the conversation like we might have to play MW for a whole year again because there are rumors that Treyarch couldn't even finish their game.
Right.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, and that's what we were hearing too about this game too.
Yeah.
It was like, they weren't sure if they were going to finish it or not.
And Treyarch would have to hold down another year, which would have been fine with us.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mind. Well, and like we talked about last week, bro, with like the way that the whole leveling system is, they basically said that. Like, you can go and level up in Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cold War came out November 13th, 2020.
Yeah.
So, definitely. I mean, I can't remember when COVID started, but I mean, that game came out, I'm pretty sure, during that time.
Yeah. No, yeah. That was definitely like during the pandemic because I guess like the pandemic that when it started, I guess was officially like March like 13th or something.
Yeah,
for,
sometime around then.
For everyone. Right before spring break for school and like everybody at work had to go home.
Yeah. So that's like, I guess, something you could go and attribute some of the missing stuff to the game. But for me, I'm always like, I don't know all that stuff. Like they got deadlines and stuff they have to make. But I feel like it should matter when there's clearly stuff like when the game's not complete. And it's due to some of these outstanding circumstances. It's like, why even bother?
Yeah, well, definitely, because I mean, if Treyarch can do it, because Cold War was broken.
Yeah,
like in the beginning, it definitely was.
Yeah,
but Vanguard, they had a whole year to adjust.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Yeah, so that's just like the biggest reason why it's still at the bottom is there's all those little things that they could do, and they could definitely bring it up to that second slot, but in the meantime, it's gonna sit comfy at third.
Yeah. It'll get there, I believe. If they're listening right now and doing this stuff, like I think they'll get there. Yeah,
well, that's what we're seeing too, which is just great. Is that they're actually listening a little bit and they're doing some of these changes. I always get annoyed with the guns and everything, but most of the time they fix those. Most of the time, because we talked about like if there's something blatantly broken, like Cold War, they fixed some guns, but there was also a lot of guns they didn't not fix. Yeah, there's still things in that game that are absolutely toast.
Yeah,
all DLC or not DLC, I guess. What do you call it? Like season guns and everything. Those are destroyed. Like you'll be frying if you use one of the season guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope they fix those over time, which I think some of the big things, like right now, the shotguns are completely busted. Those things give me a brain aneurysm every time I die to them.
Those things are so annoying.
The akimbo shotties.
Yeah. Bro. Like I think they'll definitely like go out and fix them. I mean, the update's apparently supposed to fix the double-barreled shotguns.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. And then I just want them to like fix the guns. Some of the attachments too, because I think it's funny that they're trying to be realistic. And
yeah, right.
On all these guns, you can have 10 attachments. I didn't know in World War II you could have all these attachments on your gun.
Yeah, we're having a holographic sight back in the day.
Yeah, like I didn't know you could do that. And some of the attachments, like I think it's funny. The grip, you can have a masking tape around it.
Yeah, right.
Sick.
Yeah,
sick.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff it's a little unrealistic, and that's where I think they need to go and add in things like the trophy system.
Yeah.
Like just add it in there for like, come on.
we need that.
Yeah,
trophy system is like an essential, or like I don't know, some little like pod or something.
Yeah,
why is attack insert there? That's not real life.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that whole debate I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know, because thankfully they're going to go and nerf. I think they said it in a tweet. They're going to go and nerf the thermite grenades.
Yeah,
and just nerf thermite.
Yeah.
Which and like fire damage too. And I think they were talking about too having some like fortified pro or adding like another thing to fortified to help resist against fire damage.
Yeah. Which would be nice.
Yeah, they need that.
And they're like reducing the smoke off of like the thermites.
Yeah,
which is big. Cause if you're playing against like a team of people using thermites and they throw it, it literally turns into a smoke grenade.
Yeah,
but fire everywhere.
Yeah, and there's like the fire glitch too that we see that happens all the time. That's annoying.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
Where you just literally you're stuck on fire.
Yeah, the whole
you're running
time.
Around like a Burning Man.
Yeah,
the entire time. Yeah, it's so strange.
You can't hide or anything.
Yeah,
you just see like flames.
Yeah.
And I've heard too they're like coming out with updates for Warzone. I haven't like seen a lot of them, but I know they're updating it. Yeah,
Warzone, like for us, like we haven't played it in a little bit, and like obviously because thankfully they fixed Vanguard a little bit to make it more playable, but just like the overall performance of Caldera on console is trash. Like it's not a good experience.
Yeah, and just like it's not our play style again. Like I've talked to a couple of my friends and they don't play Caldera, they play Rebirth Island. And that's like fast paced, like super fast paced.
Yeah.
So maybe we got to try that because apparently in Rebirth, like you can, your teammate like respawns after like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, automatically.
Right? Yeah.
Like if you don't die. Mm-hmm. Which that's like really nice. And it's a smaller map.
Yeah.
So like we're not landing and just sitting and doing
like
nothing,
walking around for 20 minutes trying to find somebody.
I'd much rather like dive in and fight like 3 people right in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I would too. I mean, we generally like the more high impact stuff, like high impact games, which is more fun.
Yeah,
but I mean, in Warzone you can find that, but you're really you have to have the confidence and you got to really search for it.
Yeah,
just because the map is so freaking big.
Yeah, and you got to understand like the right areas to drop. Yeah,
it's hard because since we really play Vanguard a lot or just play multiplayer, you can't dedicate enough time to go Warzone. Play Warzone,
And just because like we just don't want to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like it's not appealing to us right now, at least. Like like at the end of the day, like multiplayer, that's what we stick by.
Yeah.
And thank God, like Champion Hills and like we've been playing that a lot.
Yeah.
Like that game mode is so fun for us.
Yeah, I mean it has the same appeal like Face Off did in MW.
Yeah. We like trusting each other and we like the small 2v2 maps where we rely on each other.
Yeah.
No one else.
Well, it's very similar to like some sort of ranked kind of system, because we're still waiting for rank play in this game.
Yeah.
Who knows when that's going to come out?
Yeah.
If it'll come out. Mm-hmm. Because, it's like that's a whole other thing. It's like every year rank doesn't come out when the game comes out, and it should.
Yeah.
But it's like the little bit of like a competitiveness that we get.
Yeah, exactly.
To make things more exciting. Mm-hmm. So it's a good one. It's saved the game, and it's a good break from just playing multiplayer. So if you haven't played Champion Hill, definitely recommend it. It'll save you.
Yeah. No, 2v2s are fun.
Yeah, not the stupid 3v3 crap.
Yeah, exactly. I saw people on Twitter like, my third roommate, my third
roommate.
Probably is a third roommate.
Yeah, right?
Our third teammate, like, is just garbage.
Yeah, right?
They just keep throwing lives.
Yeah.
Like, bring duos back.
Yeah, thankfully a lot of people online were complaining about it, which, yeah, I mean, duos is just so much easier than trios,
Yeah.
Most of us, like, we obviously just play with 2 people. It's just you and me. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many people have a squad of 3, you know?
I like it, but same goes with the people at the squad of 3. I'm sure trios is fun for them.
Exactly. Just keep all of it.
Yeah.
But don't start getting rid of stuff.
Yeah, don't get rid of duos. Duos is like, man, it's been so fun.
Yeah.
Because we've been we've been on like a streak of winning. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think we're still on a streak.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it alive.
Yeah, we gotta keep it alive.
Gotta keep it alive.
I love the 2v2s because like where we call out so much more and we talk way more in 2v2s.
Yeah. I hate what'll happen is we play the night and we're frying. We do like 3 or 4 wins and then we're like, all right, one more. And then that last one we lose.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I'm like, dude, of course.
Yeah.
And like technically I guess you win because we get top 3, but I'm like,
it doesn't count to your like wins though.
Oh really?
If you place top 3, or at least like last night, we placed second. And I thought that was going to count for like one of my challenges. It didn't count, which was annoying.
Huh, that is weird.
So I don't know if they changed that.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
another problem in the game.
Yeah.
Get on it.
But no, definitely if you have a friend, go play 2v2s.
Yeah.
And if you run into us, good luck.
Yeah. Because we're gonna try super hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like closing up, I mean, we're happy so far that they're on the right path. Sledgehammer's been doing all these little fixes, and like we said earlier, they're gonna have that bigger fix coming in. So hopefully next week we can elaborate on it a little bit more and if it's changed a lot.
Yeah. And zombies.
Yeah, and zombies too. Excited about that. Haven't heard much about it. So it'll be nice to go and play that one. But yeah, the game is just like every week or so, it seems like right now, since they're off break, they're slowly making it better, slowly fixing all these changes, which it's good. I'm happy about it. You know, we shouldn't have to put up with it. I think it's a little ridiculous. Like, you know, the standards are definitely, we're setting the bar pretty low. To be like, yo, this is awesome, they're fixing all stuff. It's like, this is stuff we shouldn't even been worrying about in the first place. But, you know, that's the hand we're dealt. So we'll take what we can get.
Exactly.
You know, we're rolling with the punches on it. But did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up?
No, I think we hit everything.
Perfect. Well, this has been a very happy episode.
A lot better than the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very joyous episode. Episode number 48. Being happy about the game.
And we're 4 episodes away from our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Nuts.
It's funny. I was just checking on anchor.fm/COD Casuals. Go check us out there. Right, all the episodes. I was checking our one. There's February 22nd. Was it? That we did our first episode.
It was around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was when we went and released it. Let me go check again. Again, be sure to check out this episode and every other. So this is going to be 48. Check out all the other 47 episodes at anchor.fm/the COD Casuals. And that's where you can go find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. Any platform that you want to. And that also has the link to our Instagram and our Twitter and our YouTube. So when you go to us, all those pages, be sure to follow us, tweet at us, subscribe to us on YouTube, get the bell notification. Again, we post every Monday at 8 in the morning. Yeah, let me go check this. It was, February 21st.
Yeah.
So we're coming up.
We're coming up on 1 year.
Yeah,
it's
a month
crazy.
and 11 days. It's nuts.
Yeah, crazy.
So if anyone's been there since day one, we love you.
Yeah, episode 52 is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
We've got like some ideas for it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll be a little different. Like we'll probably talk about like COD a little bit, but I definitely want to make that like more
personal. Yeah. Instead of we're just robots who play COD all day.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about, you know, all the other stuff that we do outside of gaming.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll have a whole list of questions. And if you guys have questions, we'll be sure to have you guys
tweet
ask them. Yeah,
something.
Exactly. But in the meantime, guys, again, be sure to go and follow us on all those platforms. Again, anchor.fm/COD Casuals. We hope you enjoyed episode 48 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we will see you in the next episode. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.